What is up, everybody? In today's Hookah Talks video, I'm going to talk about hookah sickness and my experience just the experience that happened to me with my hookah sickness. Just got off work. It's 10 o'clock at night. Not my regular work hours. So, want to smoke a bowl and relax and talk about hookah sickness while I'm smoking hookah. Um, is hookah sickness something that happens often? I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't say so, as long as the owner of the hookah you were smoking out of, or the hookah bar you go to, sorry, I'm like hearing some weird shit. The hookah bar you go to, you know it's clean. Like a 24-hour hookah bar, usually, if you go there during the day, you can inspect the hookahs a little bit better than, say, going to one that is only 8 p.m. to like 3 in the morning hookah bar. Nighttime hides a lot of imperfections within the hookah and just dirtiness. Let me take a hit off this. Smoking Starbucks Hard Rush. Put my wind cover on here just for some added heat. But yeah. Pretty much just what you may experience, how you may feel off being sick from hookah. But I would say hookah sickness derives from mainly the bowl, the downstem, and maybe the base. Depends, it just depends. Hookah bars may be interchanging bowls and not cleaning them, maybe interchanging stems and not cleaning them, maybe interchanging bases and not cleaning them. So especially if maybe one of the hookahs might not get washed for like a couple of days. Maybe it's just a hookah that's set aside, and then someone, oh, here's a hookah. Let me dump out the water. We might have already used this one today. So a hookah bar that operates solely off of a restrictive amount of hookahs, so they don't have a surplus of hookahs in the back that they just can constantly get new hookahs out. A hookah bar that is just constantly, interchanging things. Yeah, you're probably gonna get sick. I've gone to this particular hookah bar a couple of times. The one I got sick off of hookah. Every time I go there, someone gets sick. I don't know what it is. I've been sick once from that place, and every time I've been there with friends, someone gets sick. So it's a pretty bad hookah bar, essentially. Cloud's getting a little bit better, but that's besides the point. I'll just talk about my experience, actually. So it was at that hookah bar, actually. I've only been sick twice, I would say. One time at that hookah bar, and one time off my own hookah, and I'm not too sure why I got sick off my own hookah that one time, just because it was pretty clean. I think I left the shisha in the bowl a little too long. Like, I packed a bowl, and I left it in the fridge for, like, the whole day. So something could have happened while it was in the fridge, and I was smoking it for a pretty long time, and I might have just smoked a little bit too much of it. I'm not too sure why I got sick that night, but it wasn't as bad as the first time I've ever been sick off hookah. Like, holy shit. Like 10 times worse. So, I go to the said hookah bar. I'm with only one other friend, that's the funny thing. It's just a casual Friday night. We go to the hookah bar because we want to enjoy some hookah. See some just neighborhood friends within the hookah bar and hang out with them a little bit. There's a pool table and stuff. We're playing pool. Our hookah comes to us. It looks pretty clean. In the past, I've been to that hookah bar, and one time they gave us a hookah with dirty water in it. Like, there was brown water. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Or like you go to a hookah bar and they give you a hose and you're sucking out of the hose, and you may have gotten a peach kind of flavor or some other kind of flavor, and you might be getting like a watermelon kind of flavor out of the hose. We were getting a guava flavor out of this hose one time. We ordered like a peach flavor. But anyways, that's besides the point. Kind of funny. Yeah, brown water. Brown. So obviously they've been smoking some type of, I would say Starbuzz or something like that, or pretty much any real tobacco company has that orangey kind of brownish kind of just default kind of color. So that kind of sucked. But this time the hookah was good. Everything seemed pretty much up to my standards of what I could see. The only chance that you run with hookah is the internals of the downstem in the bowl. Alright? Not so much the hose. We just had a standard washable hose that they gave us, so I'm pretty sure the hose was fine just because there wasn't any other ghosting kind of flavors. We got I think a Starbuzz melon mint, watermelon mint, so that it was pretty good. And we're sitting there, we're smoking, playing pool like I said, and kind of started feeling like kind of funny, alright, an unsettling feeling. My stomach was, it hadn't hit me, it hadn't hit me already, you know. So, I could feel something though. Something wasn't right. And I was like, it's probably nothing, you know. Probably just getting a little bit more lightheaded than usual or something like that. It's probably just the Starbuzz. It's probably just hitting me a little bit more than usual. That's what my first thought was. And I kept smoking the hookah, alright? You know, I was just taking rips off the hookahs, essentially. Just regularly smoking the hookah. And then I started to feel pretty bad. My stomach started to kind of turn, and wasn't feeling too good. The worst part about it was we weren't on couches. That would have probably saved me a little bit better. This hookah bar has a more of like a lounge area room with the DJ and speakers and stuff, and then on the other side of the hookah lounge is a hookah bar, I should say. They have like bar stool looking chairs, and we got placed over there because the pool table was over there, so that's where we wanted to stay. And I just stopped feeling good, started feeling pretty bad. Like, we were in this bar stool, I was in this bar stool, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm feeling it, and it's getting worse, and it's worse. And I say, I gotta put this thing down, I gotta put the hose down. And I'm not one to put the hookah hose down. I love smoking hookah, I love smoking socially with friends, and I'm one of the persons that smokes a lot, actually. If a lot of my friends, like one time at my hookah bar we went to, no one really wanted to smoke, and we got like 2 hookahs. I was chiefing those things like all night. It was crazy. So I love hookah. But I'm sitting there, and then just this like heat all on my body, everywhere, and I started to sweat everywhere. It happened all at once. It was pretty weird. Like, this heat hit me, and my stomach was kind of churning, you know, you get kind of upset stomach, and then all this just sweat from my face down to my feet. I kid you not, full on body sweat. And it was instantaneous. Not did it start from the head, it was everywhere at once. Like, it just generated like super quickly. Not sure why that happened, but it was pretty freaking bad. Like, it was really, really bad. Like, that feeling just, it sucks, alright? It was pretty bad. I thought I was gonna puke for sure. Either puke or pass out. I wasn't sound in my mind, in my head. And that hookah bar, I've never used the restroom in that hookah bar, so I asked my friend, hey man, like, where's the bathroom? And he says, oh, it's over there where all those hookahs are being washed, and they weren't being fucking washed. I walk over there, I can't find the bathroom, and at this point, I'm sweating a lot. Like, I could feel drips of sweat coming off of me, like, it's real bad, like, I thought I was gonna puke. And I go back to him, I'm like, dude, you have to show me. So he walks me to the bathroom, which was a little bit further beyond the hookahs. They had just a whole bunch of hookahs laying out in the hallway of their hookah bar. It was really weird. And I get in the bathroom, and Montezuma's Revenge was calling my name. Alright, diarrhea, man. Wasn't a good, like, as soon as those, like, sweats hit me, like, boom, my intestines weren't having any of it, and that food I had, like, 2 hours before we even went to the hookah bar, I don't remember what I ate. Usually I'm perfectly fine with food, but with food were like hookah bars and stuff like that. Like, I didn't eat at the hookah bar, but I ate before the hookah bar, and I'm fine. Hookah doesn't upset my stomach, doesn't make me want to go to the bathroom or anything like that, but as soon as I started sweating, instant, like, intestinal cramps, you know? You get that, like, hurting feeling. It was real bad, so I wasn't sure if I was going to puke out of my mouth or my bum. Okay, pretty disgusting, I know. And I'm just in the bathroom doing my due, and they have a trash can there just in case. And I'm probably in the bathroom for about, like, 20 or 30 minutes, I would say, like, legitimately 20 or 30 minutes, because I was done doing my due, and I thought I was gonna puke. My mouth was very saliva filled. It's pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And it was funny because before, like, 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes I was in the bathroom, there was a person actually waiting in line for me, and I was pretty embarrassed, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, being in the bathroom for that long, and then a line being generated for me being in the bathroom that long, like, I was like, ah, fuck. And I went back to the little bar stool area. My friend was waiting for me, and he was like, dude, are you okay? Like, is everything fine? And I'm like, dude, this hookah bar, man. I'm like, we should never come back to this hookah bar. I've only been back one time, and that was just to buy my a used hookah that they sold there, and that used hookah was fucked up. It was bad. So that hookah bar is a pile of shit. Like, I don't like the atmosphere, the vibe from everybody that goes there. Just no one's really friendly there. Everyone's kind of just an asshole. And not to mention, it takes like 40 minutes to get a fucking hookah. One hookah, 40 minutes, you're just waiting there. 30 to 40 minutes. It's pretty bogus, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that hookah bar wasn't, like, the hookah that I did buy there, the used one, there was mold in the base. Alright, because it had been left outside, I believe. Pretty nasty. Like, not like mold from like a coffee cup, but it was see-through kind of mold. Just this really crazy buildup on the inner walls of the hookah base. So I just used some alcohol and some salt to clean that out, and it cleaned it out completely. Even the smoke ring was pretty bad within the base that I'm smoking out of now, but I cleaned it all up. Like, I used a lot of dish soap to kind of just break down the little buildup on the inside walls, and that wasn't doing it. Tried using my brush, my base brush that I have, and that wasn't getting down far enough to where the bell kind of like tips. So I used some alcohol and some salt, and it cleaned everything out, and it made the base look 10 times better. Like, holy shit. But I went back to the bar stool, like I was saying, and you know, being in a hookah atmosphere where when everyone's smoking hookah, you know, if you go to a hookah bar that's popping off, that you know is pretty popular with the community you live in. Excuse me. Sorry. It's the soda. But if you know it's a popular hookah bar, and you're sick off of hookah, you definitely don't want to be in that kind of atmosphere, because there's all this hookah smoke, all the vapor and everything's just floating around in the air, and you're just constantly sucking that in, and it kind of makes it a little bit worse, I find. So I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like, I probably sat for like 10 or 15 minutes in the hookah bar, and it wasn't really going away. Like, my stomach sickness kind of area was fading, but the body sweats were still there. They were fading a little bit, but they weren't as intense as like the drippage I was talking about. So me and my friend went out of the hookah bar, and we just sat down outside. They have little lanterns and stuff like that, and we just sat down for like 30 or 40 minutes, because I didn't want to go home feeling like that. Like, I just wanted to stay outside, just hang out with my friend, I didn't want to have this fucking big occurrence from a hookah sickness, I just wanted to kind of relax and just, literally relax. I didn't want to be in the hookah bar anymore, and just a really bad experience, But for someone that doesn't smoke regularly, and does experience hookah sickness, just don't go to that hookah bar anymore. Honestly, my friend he's turned off of hookah now. Whenever we do invite him over and there's a hookah there, he doesn't want to come. Like, he's pretty freaking scared of hookah sickness. It happened to him one time, and he's done with hookah forever. But honestly, I mean, if you own your own hookah, you maintain it, the upkeep of your hookah, you know how to clean everything, you're not going to get hookah sickness, unless the shisha is, like, rotten, alright? That's the main thing. If you keep your bowl clean, you keep up with the cake, you don't want that much cake in the bowl anyways. Make sure the down stem is completely clean, and the base and the hose, you're not going to get sick off of hookah. It's mainly hookah bars that will get you sick. If they're not just keeping up on cleaning everything, like I was talking about in the beginning of the video, interchanging bowls and bases and down stems and hoses and whatnot. Not so much the hose, though. I feel like the hose doesn't really get too much, germs and whatnot within the hose, but where any juices fall within the, like, bowl slash down stem into the base, you're gonna get a little bit more germ count, I would say, like, with that, just because it's glycerin, it's the shisha and everything like that. It doesn't do well with being left alone for a long period of time. It's gonna accumulate more and more and more germs, and you don't want to smoke a nasty hookah, obviously. A little mosquito landed on me, and I just probably got him super fucking high off of hookah. It's real funny when there's bugs that are flying around in my garage. Like, I blow like 4 rips of this on them, and they just like a moth. It was pretty funny. I blew like 4 rips at a moth, and he was on the light. He fucking fell. He fell down to the pavement. It was pretty funny. Like, he probably got super lightheaded. Or he probably just couldn't breathe. I don't know. And don't be turned off by using soap within your hookah. Alright? I use it pretty regularly. Not once in a blue moon, okay? I use soap pretty often within my hookah cleaning routines. I may use soap maybe 3 or 4 times a month if I'm smoking like every day, which I have been for the past couple of months now. But honestly, you're not gonna get sick off of hookah unless you go to a hookah bar that's pretty popular. They're the amount of people that are in there, they got to cater to all those people. They got to get the hookahs out there, and they may interchange bowls. They may interchange down stems and bases, you know, and hoses and whatnot. Um, that kind of derives from hookah sicknesses. All of that interchanging that's going on, everything that's just happening super fast paced. You know, you have to keep up with the demand of the people that's in the hookah bar. So it's a common occurrence that you may get hookah sickness. You know. And another thing, hookah headaches. All right. Some people say that that derives from the shisha stems. I honestly don't find that to be true. I smoke all of the shisha, stem and leaf. I don't care. If I do have stems, I try to put those at the bottom of the bowl just because, but sometimes I just get lazy and I don't really give a fuck. I just put the stems at the top. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. I get good clouds, good taste. Some people say they don't smoke well within the bowl. That may be true, but the shisha I find doesn't get you hookah headaches. It's just the carbon monoxide that's within the coal, that's generated from the coal. If you have a half-lit coal and you just put it on the bowl, the blackness of the coal is what has the carbon monoxide in it. That's going to release a little bit more of the carbon monoxide. So you're sucking in just straight carbon monoxide and half-lit coal. And carbon monoxide is bad for you, obviously. It gets in your bloodstream. And for me, I get a pretty gnarly sinus headache right above my eyebrows. And there's no real remedy for it that I can find. You just have to sleep it off, essentially. My hookah sickness, that lasted probably, I would say, about an hour and tops. It got pretty bad after, like, like 15 minutes. So from the time I started feeling kind of funny to 15 minutes, is when the full effect of the hookah sickness kind of kicked in. And then I would say from the 15 minutes to maybe 45 minutes is just the element of the sickness, like the high point. It's gradually going down, and then after about 45 minutes to an hour is when the sweating and stuff, for me at least, stopped. And then I just was very unsettled. You know, the feeling, I was just really unsettled. So that's pretty much it. Don't be turned off from hookah because you may get sick. Right? If you're probably gonna get sick at least once off of hookah. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just a possibility when it comes into smoking hookah, but the chances are pretty slim to none if you own your own hookah and you know how to clean it. This is mainly for just hookah bars, for people that don't own hookahs, that people that go to hookah bars and want to smoke socially with their friends and whatnot. And that's another thing, actually. One of the times I went to that same hookah bar, it's funny. That's the only it's weird. I've been to so many hookah bars, and I haven't gotten sick at any other hookah bars, and I haven't seen other people being sick at those hookah bars. But at the one hookah bar I've gone to, I'd say about like 10 times, and that's pretty much it. Some person gets sick. It's just reoccurring every time I go there. Me personally too. It's kind of weird. You know, we were all smoking. We got 3 hookahs. We're all smoking it. We're all passing it around. And we're all having a good time, and one person just gets sick off of the hookah. We're not sure which hookah it was, but he just got sick off of it. So it honestly, the tolerance of the person that is smoking, someone that's more fond of smoking hookah probably won't get hookah sickness just because they're so used to the amount of nicotine, the amount of germs that's within the hookah. But for someone that doesn't own a hookah, for someone that doesn't smoke hookah pretty much regularly, you may have a little higher chances of getting hookah sickness. That's just an obvious statement, you know. I'm not sure if that's a fact, but that's what I believe in. So Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Sorry for babbling on. It's like 25 minutes. Hopefully you've enjoyed this kind of a personal story, I guess you can say. But don't get turned off from hookah if you get sick. You've had a bad experience. You're going to have a bad experience within pretty much anything you do. Yeah. I love ice. But if you do get sick, definitely drink some water. Like, that helps a lot. Anyways, guys, keep on smoking hookah. Have a wonderful day.